Welcome to the LCK show with me, the Reverend Bob Levy, Joe Conte, and John Kensil, episode 3 on syndicateradio.tv. It's basically summer out. It's great out. Joe must have went to, look, he's got like, what is that shit called?
Well, Kensil always has his puppets, so I have my corgi. I just figured I'd wiggle the corgi ass to you guys.
It's got an elf on the corgi.
That's like, an elf could ride on a corgi, you know?
Yes.
But that's good. So you got a lot of that stuff at home, like that. What is that? The gay stuff, you know, like
knickknacks and curios.
Knickknacks.
Yeah, knickknacks, patty wax, give a fag a bone or whatever.
Yeah, give that bitch a smack. I mean, like, have you always been womanly? Truthfully, that's okay. Like, I mean,
just since I got married.
Okay, yeah. So you're doing it. I'm doing it for the family. Fucking Heisenberg over there.
I did it for me.
Yeah, I know. And afterwards, you come out with a tutu on. You're like, I did it for me.
I know. Yeah, I couldn't get any comedy work, so I put on a tutu.
That could be the best gift if they ever made that into a gift. I fucking love that. So, John, what did you do this weekend? I mean, it was like fucking. It was. Let's get it. It was so fucking hot. Even today, we're taping on Sunday. It's like nighttime now almost, but it was so hot. I was out in the sun. I lay down 10 minutes. I had to come back in. Then I feel like, oh God, I'm gonna faint. And from the heat, the sun. And I'm like, imagine dying like that. That's horrible. Like, do you get into heaven for that? I mean, that's like getting stung by a bee and dying, right? You don't go to heaven for that. They laugh at you.
Yeah. Well, why are you here? I had peanuts in lunchtime, and I had an allergy, and my throat closed up, and I'm dead.
Stand next to that little faggot that got stung by a bee. Yeah. We'll get to you soon.
Yes. It was. There's something about these Northeast summers, like Jersey and Pennsylvania. It's humid, it's sticky, and.
And that's just my leg he's touching right now.
Oh, your leg's not humid.
My exciting weekend, 2 comedy shows got canceled because they did shitty promotion for it. They thought that just putting an ad on Facebook, hey, that'll get millions of people. I don't know anybody that goes to let's just see like a rare show. I don't know. Look, there's a comedy show at the Applebee's.
Yeah, no, you can't, but you can put like the podcast on it and buy a $10 ad. That's what I do. And it works. It does work, and Facebook is good to you then because you're spending money. You start spending money with them. But, a comedy show has got to be the place. I was at a place Thursday night. There was no flyer of me at all in the place where I'm going to be, where people come in and out of the restaurant. And to me, that makes no sense. There was people there. It was good, but it's like it could have been better, but it's okay.
They treat comedy like it's karaoke or, like any other thing. They just think, oh, well, we just tell people and, not even tell people. We'll just put up the sign. We'll put a little sign that looks like an old political sign in the front fucking lawn of the bar, and it'll just say comedy, and then it'll just pour in. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. You really have to work hard.
You do. You have to work hard like at anything else. You know what I mean?
It's a specialty.
What?
It's not just... Yeah.
This self-promotion, I just thought of this story about 10 years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Well, thank God you just got to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you thought of the story 10 years ago. You just decide to tell it now.
I'm smart.
I like the way
Mike.
He puts it in his stupid mind like a squirrel burying fucking nuts.
I couldn't wait to tell it. But
look what I just dug up from a little in the past 10 years ago.
There used to be a really good club it was one of the best ones in the country, even though you wouldn't think about it. Was the Reading Comedy Outlet.
Okay, yeah.
Reading, PA. It was an A room. They got national acts there, and it's in Reading. It's
Reading's a shithole.
Yeah. So I got booked there with a legendary comedian, and I set up for a newspaper interview. I made posters up. I got like staples, like 2 foot by 4 foot.
So you booked it. You put
No, he didn't. He's just sucking dick to get more work.
Yeah,
because they're so terrible. They're not doing anything. You figured you'd do something yourself.
Yeah, So I sent these posters in with Scotch tape in a big manila envelope that says posters for like the June 5th show on both sides of it. And I sent it 3 weeks earlier. They could put up in the bathrooms, on the walls, and just, hey, we have a big show coming up, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, John put on the outside when he put in the envelope. He said, put this on the wall. So they put the envelope on the wall.
So
Did you put like, hey, for every person that buys a ticket, you get a free dishwasher repair or something like that?
So I contacted the local paper entertainment reporter, like the Reading Dingleberry.
Yeah, John, you got me on the line right now. What do you want to drop? You got a story coming about entertainment?
That's exactly what. What's their stories there? Like, there's a horseshoe tournament. Blah, 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 blah. So we get to the show early on Friday, like Friday afternoon, and they check in some hellhole hotel room. I go over to the office to check in, and there's the envelope laying on the desk for 3 weeks.
I've seen it 100 times, dude.
Yeah.
I talked to a local entertainment reporter up there. They ran the story the next week after we weren't there.
Hey, everybody, if you want to see a great show, get yourself a time machine and go back a week.
and remember this years ago when you first started, you would send VHS tapes out?
Yeah.
How many times did you walk into the manager's room at the end of the night and there's stacks and stacks?
You know what I used to do? People used to send me tape. I go, I'm not going to watch. What I would do is I put tape over the back of it and then tape something I wanted to.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, go get me the Joe Conte tape. I want to watch Goodfellas again.
That's exactly. It's so true. It's a.
Hey, come on. Hey, Kensil gave us a tape. Let's watch fucking Caddyshack one more time.
Yeah, we'll tape it.
When the guy from the Comedy Cabaret moved his office, Bob, he goes, you want these? And it was the size of a water heater box filled with VHS tapes that people sent him. And there's some people who eventually became famous, but it's like 1981. Oh my God, I did just what Bob did. I taped over him, or I threw him out the window on the way home.
I think I got one of my weddings on somebody's tape that I taped over. It's like Bob's wedding and Brad Trackman. It says.
And right under there, it's Car Wash Anal 5. Like some porn.
Yeah, like somebody like Brad. Like I wouldn't have to watch a tape of him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like you don't need. I'm like anybody can send a good tape. I mean, I send a tape. I don't get work. I get told. This is what I get told. I'll have to find the right room for you. Like you're gonna put me in a cage. I'm gonna be throwing my own shit at people. Are you kidding me?
They mean a prison cell when they mean the right room for you.
But does that make sense to you? Is it the comedy business or I have to play safe so I can make money business that people are in? I'm not that dirty. I'm not that dirty. I'm sending a tape from an A room from Uncle Vinny's. And right. I'm told I have to find special rooms for you.
Well, we know what they mean by special, Bob. Let's be honest.
No, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. You know nothing about comedy then.
And what's funny is that it kind of, at least even 15, 20 years ago, it was like that too, where if you were considered a little bit dirty, they were worried. It was like if you were cleaner, they felt a lot easier about it. And this was even before social media and the ultra political correctness. So
yeah, they like the part that somebody can go up there and be clean and not funny, but nobody ever complains about that. You understand?
Right.
It just doesn't get complained. You can put up two comedians that are clean and not funny, and nobody will say anything. They just want to get they want to get blown away. They don't want to fucking horrible fucking. Somebody said that. Oh, if you need, I work clean. He wrote to somebody, and I was like, yeah, but are you funny? Yeah. Are you funny? That's the whole key. It doesn't matter if you're clean, dirty, or fucking even a woman.
And really, what's the definition of clean? Like, what does that mean? Like, no cursing at all? Like, don't say shit or damn or hell, or I always say the F word. Like, fuck is like the center C key on the piano. It's like there's fuck and worse, and then there's fuck and less. But realistically, what does that mean? Like, you don't talk about sex, or you don't talk about, or you don't say the word fuck. Like, what does it mean? It doesn't.
It don't mean anything. It's somebody trying to take control of you, trying to be in charge of you. Nobody's in charge of me. Look at me. I've been married 4 fucking times. You think I take orders from anyone? I don't. I just I keep finding rings and putting them back on me. I don't care.
They're afraid. It's just that they're afraid. And the thing is, if you're truly funny, it doesn't matter if you're quote dirty or clean. Because the only time people will ever be like, "Oh, that guy was so filthy," is when he's not funny.
It's not
when
working.
He's just dirty. If you're funny, people don't say, "Oh, that Bob Levy, he's so dirty." But, like somebody who saw you be like, he was so dirty, but he was funny. You know what they're going to say? They're going to that fucking Levy was hilarious.
Exactly.
And then they might say, oh, well, he could be a little dirty. But the first thing is either funny or not.
Exactly.
I had sent a tape to a guy who booked cruise ships, and you had to be clean for them.
Because people are just having sex on little fucking rafts in their fucking room. You know what I mean? Eating like fucking animals until they fucking have a heart attack, doing coke all fucking night. But John's got to go on this little fucking tugboat and fucking work clean.
It's like cruise to Camden.
Yeah. They have to look out the side of the boat to watch John perform while he's on a fucking raft.
Yeah. So the guy went over my tape with me on the phone.
Oh my
he goes,
God.
"Oh, funny." At the end of I had some joke about they sell a collar that translates your dog's barks. It's at Petco. And
wait, there's something like that?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a novelty. Like when the dog barks, it's like feed me. I want to go for a walk.
But it doesn't work.
No, right. But my joke was all my dog keeps saying is, "Why'd you cut my balls off?"
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The guy goes, Could you change that joke to, "Why did you have my testicles removed?" And he was serious. Could you change it? I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the word cut. All right, no using the word cut off. Use remove.
Yeah, but don't you feel like a fucking prostitute? Like they're fucking goddamn setting you out? Like you know what I mean? They're your pimp and they're gonna slapping the shit out of you. How can you fucking be? How can you feel comfortable doing something like that? That's why I don't get it, man. I laugh at it as much as I get mad at it now. I just get mad at it because of the fact people don't know comedy. I'll fucking blow out any of these motherfuckers off the stage.
You will. That's why
I'm sorry. The only time I believe that they can have some sort of say is like if you're doing a show, and I'll give you guys a great Otto story about how so they're doing a big fundraiser, and it was for a fireman who died, right? Okay. So that's all they knew. They knew it was a fireman who died, and Kenny was on the show, and Chips, and I think Jeff Norris, and they're all doing great, right? 400 people. Now Otto goes up there, and Otto is murdering, right? He's doing typical Otto. He's murdering. And then at one point, Otto would do the thing with the puppet where the puppet was like, we would tell Otto to kill himself, Why don't you go to Home Depot, grab some rope and a high chair or a stool and hang yourself right in aisle 7, Do it for me and videotape it, right? The whole thing. Dude, the place completely shuts down.
No.
Everybody gets quiet. Now, some people start walking out, right? And now Kenny is outside with some of the other firemen, and he sees people going outside and people leaving. And Kenny's like, "What is the fucking problem?" Yeah. Well, they didn't tell those guys that the guy who died. Yeah. He went to a fire and he tried to save a baby, and the baby died. Right, and then the guy, like a month later, fucking hung himself. So they didn't tell them. So Otto's doing the joke, and now he says, "Hang yourself," and he's doing jokes about hanging, and he has no idea. So when he was done, Kenny had told him, and Otto felt so fucking bad. Like those are the things where you go, "Hey, listen, by the way,
that is fucking crazy."
Yeah. Like that's when somebody goes, "Hey, listen, can you not do any jokes about suicide because the guy who died killed himself?"
Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks that Otto could have done a joke about a fireman dying in a fire and got away with it. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hear that story? And it happened about 5 miles from here. There's a famous veteran comedian, Larry Miller, and he was booked. And he was booked to do a prom. after the comedy club show. So at midnight on a Friday, he goes to the school, and he goes, "Oh, it's nice to be here. I went to my high school reunion. It's funny. You see your old friends. Oh, there's Joey and Steve. And then you see your old teachers. And you go, hey, Mr. Smith, sorry for lighting you on fire in science class." Well, he says, as soon as he got done saying that sentence, the entire room got silent. And he goes, they're staring at me. I could feel the waves of hatred.
There was a dead fireman there, too.
The principal called him over and said, get over here right now. And he said to him, what? He goes, how could you say that? How could you say that? And he said, what? He goes, our beloved science teacher, Mr. Smith, died in the fire last week. Right? And
should have been like, hey, that was talented. I didn't even know.
So Larry Miller goes,
do I win something?
So,
I
get the big burnt bear on the top shelf.
Can I have half of that shoe that's still left?
So Larry Miller goes, what do you think? You think I did research of the worst thing I could possibly say ever? And he goes, they had to get out of there. It was real offensive.
Yeah, I did a prom once. It was an 8th grade graduation, right? And I didn't know what to open with. So it was like, it's weird to be here. I only took this gig so maybe I can get laid afterwards.
Any strippers here tonight? You know what I mean? Like, what do you say?
I only took this
type of things.
Yeah, I took the job because I thought I can get pussy after. I figured one of you needed a ride home.
Yeah, that's when you show off your license and go, hey, check this out, ladies. You know?
Joe, a couple years ago, Bob had me go to a show up in Jersey City. It was a retirement party for some guy from the New Jersey Transit.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob and I come walking in, and these two Guidos are there, and they're going, here's Bob. Hey, don't bust my balls. Bust his balls. Don't bust my balls. And he must have busted my balls 5 times. We go in, and it's a retired train conductor. Bob goes to this guy. He goes, hey, did you guys ever hit any things with your trains? And the guy goes, yeah, cars and deers and stuff like that. And Bob goes, did you ever hit anybody? And that one guy yelled, Bob, don't go there because it's real traumatic for train guys.
What?
That guy said to you,
mm-hmm.
All right? And you went, what? I didn't know. He goes, I guess it's like getting run over by a fat broad at a buffet.
I knew I shouldn't have been near the cream corn.
and he won him over, but it's so freaking funny.
What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
I would ask that question, too. Did you ever hit any runners?
Yeah. I mean, it's like weird. I had to do like 2 private parties this week. One of them, it was like, it looked like all mobsters or wannabe mobsters. But they were great. You know what I mean? It was unbelievable. You did dressed up on a fucking Thursday night. You know what I mean? People in their late 20s to late 50s. You know what I mean? Dressed up nice, and it was great. And then Saturday I did a private party at someone's house in Staten Island. It was great. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just having fun again, you know? It's like, I don't care if somebody got run over by something or something like that. I go, man, this fucking, I go, that ball doesn't look good on you. I go, and he's just, everyone's like, whoa. And I go, okay, he probably has cancer too. That's why, you know? And I go, go ahead, just ruin everything for me. But what are you going to say? What are you supposed to?
We're humans. You say things. It comes out. Joe, at this retirement party, there's a guy who looks like a mobster. And it looks just like a Soprano character, but he had suspenders on. Bob goes, what's your name? The guy's like, Tony. And Bob goes, do you have any kids? And the guy goes, yeah, 2. And Bob goes, you probably had 3, but you ate when you fat fuck. And then the guy was wearing these outdated, Mork suspenders. And Bob goes, you're wearing suspenders. What, are you going to go home and jerk off to Bonnie and Clyde?
God, I'm pretty funny, but I'm a little dirty. You got to find a special room for me.
Yeah, find that special room.
Yeah, doi.
What did you ask the black guy? The real tall black guy, and you go, man, you're tall. You can probably
slow
a giraffe.
But I'm not gonna. How am I gonna deal with like fucking all this shit? How am I gonna deal with being a comedian and not knowing what to say? You understand what I'm saying? Not being able to be me. If you're not going to be yourself, you're not going to be funny. And I got to worry because I'm going to offend another comedian. I'm going to offend. That offends me.
Yeah. That's what I always say. I always say the only way you could offend me is if you think you offended me. You know what I mean? Like if you think I'm offended, now I'm fucking offended. You know, it's a weird thing. But that happened to me. I was doing comedy like 2 years, and this girl invited like 5 of us comics to her birthday, right? She had a party, and she had her boss and all of her boss's friends. And her boss was like this really fucking, real ginzo, and I go like that, right? So she's like, oh, he's such a great guy. He's got such a great sense of humor. Oh, yeah. So she had us at the party. She paid us to mingle. It was weird, right? But then I got the job of roasting him, right? She wanted me to roast him because of whatever. I don't know. It was his birthday too or some shit. So now I go up there and I start roasting the guy, right? I'm having fun. Nothing really too bad. This guy was so fucking angry. And what I didn't realize, because he was saying to this other guy, and my friend was there, and he heard them saying, hey, what the fuck is this guy doing up here? I don't fucking like this. You better tell him to knock it the fuck off. It's going to be a problem. And so my friend, Kyle, he comes up and he does this, like, dude, knock it off. And I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm not getting enough laughs. I'm going to fucking double down. Now I'm really going to fucking. Oh, man. And I'm doing like probably 5 or 6 minutes. But at the end, I tied the whole thing in about him being a great single dad or something. But they said this guy wanted to fucking kill me. But she's like, oh, he's so great. He's got such a great sense of humor. It's like, what? How do you not know if somebody is willing to want to get roasted or not? And because they just don't fucking know what it takes to do this shit.
No.
I had to do a show, and this a big hulking guy, and as I was hosting a show at a Comic-Con, she goes, "You can roast him a little bit. It's his birthday." I wasn't prepared for it, so I said some shit joke that hey, look, someone sent you a birthday card, and I had a card, and I opened it up and said, we miss you and haven't seen you in a long, long time. Signed, soap and deodorant. this guy looked like I insulted him. He was so pissed off.
Like, how can you be mad at that?
I know. That's a second great joke.
But it's like, unless you actually are somebody who's filthy and hasn't showered in 6 months, like, what in God's name would make you get upset? You would be like, oh, you got me there. That means I'm a stinky bastard. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. It's such a harmless thing. It's nothing personal. It's a joke about you. Like, how many people who live in fucking regular society actually fucking miss soap and fucking water? Like, it doesn't make any sense. How could you possibly get mad at that?
How can you get mad at a Kensil joke?
Yeah, exactly. I know.
He's like, what did I do? I don't deserve this.
I'd be like,
hey, what my friend? Hey, happy birthday. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof.
He'd be like, I don't need this shit with that fucking dog and fucking elf.
This fucking guy with the fucking duck flaps and the fucking puppet really hurt my feelings.
That's why you can't go outside, man. It's fucking people aren't ready to go back out again. They're not. It's taken a longer time than we thought. You figured to be happy to come out after a year and a half. But no, people are fucking out of their mind. People are running through the street, beating up people, hitting people, fucking having fights at restaurants,
They're going crazy.
Yeah, they're going crazy. And I don't like the way you use the word they.
What do you mean they?
What do you mean they're? They're going crazy. That's what he said, there.
Yeah. And if a place only has booths, it's not a restaurant, all right, John?
That's true.
Hey, look, everybody's emptying out their Foot Locker.
Yeah, if you go up to a counter and order food, John, and then take it on a tray and go to a table, it's not a restaurant, all right?
Oh, God. That's like I got that John's waiting at a restaurant, and they're like, your food's ready, number 7. Number 7, come on up.
And he picks it up. He's like, I'm number 7. I got my receipt here. It's like,
I love
a restaurant.
I love going to like a cheesesteak place that's busy, and they ask you your name for your order. And I always make a word of like flutch. And lady's like, your name's Flutch? I go, yeah, F-L-U-T-C-H. I'm Swedish. But
why would you even do this?
The lady's like, we have a cheesesteak for Flutch. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Oh my God. He's so childish. It's like he's normal, but they put a retarded boy's head, brain in his head.
Whenever I leave Bob's, I take the bridge home back to Philly. I go through a toll booth. The guy says, thank you, have a nice day. And I always tell the guy in the toll booth, the guy in the next toll booth is making faces at you.
What the fuck? You say?
And he goes, yes, is he?
This is like, you can't even react to this if somebody says this to you. You don't know what to say. You just don't know what happened. You go home and go, I can't even tell my family this story. They're not going to understand what happened.
Well, have you ever done this where you pull up to a toll booth where it's like you have to pay? And sometimes people do this. They just go, if it's $1, they go, here's $2. I'm paying for the person behind me. Sometimes people do. It's happened to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
where
I've
they just
done that.
randomly pay.
Yeah.
Kensil's the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, how you doing? Oh, $1? The guy behind me's going to pay.
Yeah. I was just going to say that.
I crossed over this bridge from Pennsylvania to Delaware early on a Sunday morning one time. I just started talking to the guy. I go, you work here a long time? He goes, yeah, part-time, about 40 hours a week.
40 what?
He goes, 40 hours a week. I work here part-time. I go, that's 40 hours, whatever.
What does he live on Jupiter? How long is his week? 3?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
3
but he was in the exact change booth and they put him in.
How you doing? What do you do for a living? I'm a basket. Just hit me with change.
That sucks when the change doesn't go. You put the right amount, and I guess it gets hooked somewhere. And then you grab change and you're just throwing in change and seeing when the fucking thing opens up,
Yes, that's happened to me before. I throw it in, it doesn't work, so I just grab more change. It's like 12 pennies, and you just keep going. You hit the basket because maybe it'll move it and maybe it'll go down the chute. And meanwhile, there's 8 people behind you fucking blasting the horn telling you to fucking move.
Yeah, just go. Just go.
Just go. Fuck it. I've done it where if you don't have any change, you slow up and then you make pretend that you're throwing it in. Yeah. And supposedly you get away with it because they only really track the Easy Pass. Like if you go through and your Easy Pass doesn't work, that's when they take the picture.
Yeah.
Supposedly they don't have cameras.
Yeah. I was the one in Staten Island. They go, just go through. We'll send you a bill. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to I got to wait for a bill to come and send a check for fucking $8 because of the fact. You know what I mean? It's like
it's all by the license plate in New York now. They don't have any. There's like hardly any booths where it doesn't. It's not, whether if you have Easy Pass, but if you don't have Easy Pass, it goes by your license plate, and then they send you the bill. It's weird.
I mean, I got beeped at for going through one of those booths. They would beep at me because as soon as I got up to the booth, I took my dick out and started jerking off at it. Because that's what I thought you did at the booth.
Going to the Jersey Shore, this one was like $1.35. I remember digging it out of my ash jar or my coffee holder.
I thought he was going to say his ass.
I was going to say they were dimes, but they all look like pennies.
That's almost what it was like. It's like you spilled Coke in the carrier, and it's all sticky and French fried.
Yeah.
And I remember handing to the guy one time, and he just looked at his hand and he threw him on the floor of the toll booth.
You know what Florentine used to do? The fucking animal. We used to go from like wherever we got on the parkway or the turnpike. He would put boogers on the tickets the whole trip. Boogers. It could have been on the way home too. Boogers. And then we got to the ticket. It was disgusting.
Hey, how come this turnpike ticket is so heavy?
It's like matzah.
Sir, I don't need your wallet.
Piece of scrapple.
Hey, there's 42 skin tags on this fucking ticket. What the hell is this?
I know. you fucking tag. Your ticket has warts on it.
Yeah. Don't you hate that when you're in a rush and the person in front of you goes to a toll and they don't have any money and you see them like discuss the guy. They're trying to pay with Confederate money and Arby's coupons. Come on.
Yeah, he's reaching over trying to grab his dick because maybe he can just jerk him real quick. Listen, this is a fucking expensive toll, all right? Come on.
Or you see a guy in it. The guy's like that, and he's like, and then his wife's in a purse getting money now.
You see that.
It's like, God damn it, you fucking lose it. Oh my God!
Especially when they're all stuck, like you said, John. Some of them when they're stuck together because you spill like Coca-Cola. Yeah. Sometimes you'll have like 6 or 7 coins stuck together. If you put it on your throat, it look like a fucking necklace or something like that, like a necklace of some sort. And you give it to them. Like they're like, really? I can't even read them. They're covered in fucking coal or something, you know?
Just like a piece of an onion ring stuck on it. Yeah.
There was on the Tacoma Bridge between Philly and Jersey. There was a toll booth girl who looked just like adult romance star Ginger Lynn.
Really?
She was just like her, and she's like, look, I thought it was her, like her age. I don't know what she's doing for a living now, but she was real hot. I think you would cut over 4 lanes just to get her to talk to her for 1 second.
That would be great, though, man, to actually see like an ex-porn star collecting fucking money at a toll booth. I mean, to me, that's better than like finding out that she ended up in a whorehouse or something. That's just fantastic.
But you know what would be the best if it was change and she'd be like, just throw it on my face.
Yeah, and that's when you go, you can keep the change.
Wouldn't it be great if like they had to get they couldn't become comedians or something, like whatever they do, like they try to become comedians. Like imagine like they had to work like regular jobs and they basically maybe some of them didn't go to school. I mean, like what would they be like? They'd be like Burger King or something like that. Would be like pretty fucking I think people would get fatter in this country.
Hey, listen, they would probably work at the drive-thru. But instead of it being a big window, there'd be a hole this big, and you just put your dick through it. You just put your dick through it, and they're like, oh. Yeah. Here's your change again.
Are you McHappy now?
Thanks for the Happy Meal.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, imagine, like, them working. They got to do something, right? I guess. Yeah, what do they do? What do they do for a living once they get older?
Because there's so like the ones that end up being like superstars and they end up making all this money. They are so the exception, not the rule. Yeah. Most of them do it for 6 months to like a year, and then they're out. And a lot of them because they end up in they have issues and they have drug problems or whatever. Listen, when we made those adult films back in California back in 2004, we saw some of these girls. Some of these girls were normal, but some of them you just knew that they were fucked up, and they just some of them had a fucking lot of problems. So it's not like a lot of them were like studying for the bar exam, but then all of a sudden they were like, oh, I can fuck a guy for $1,200. So who knows?
But then most of them are like, I can fuck a guy for my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. I can fuck a guy for his house and then fucking alimony for the rest of his life.
Which is really fun to go to. It's in Edison, New Jersey. It's at Adult Expo. It's a porno convention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my friend runs that. My friend.
Oh, Dan. I remember him.
Dan. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, great guy.
It's really awesome. Actually, it's neat. It's fun to go to. It's just crazy.
Well, it's better than neat. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's better than that. Neat is watching your grandmother win fucking $20 at bingo. You know what I mean? That's neat.
When you slip on fucking semen at a fucking auditorium, that's not neat, John. All right.
I also
by a jerk booth.
And so, when you watch these adult romance videos.
Hey, that guy just kicked my kids on the floor.
He's not
I'm
breakdancing.
sorry. Let me get the kids out of the way. I don't want you to slip on them.
Yeah.
He's not breakdancing. He's just jazzercise.
Jizzers.
But
Richard Jisms.
when you go to
Jism hands.
Look, I'm doing magic. Look.
when you go to
The
this,
jizz man. Watch this. Look at me. Whoa. Whoa. What?
it's blown animals.
And then the finale. Look.
But you
Keep it change.
when you go to these things, a lot of the adult romance stars are small and scrawny. They're like the women are like 5 feet tall.
Yeah, they're
So
called
that's for
meth
most
addicts.
actresses.
Yeah,
Most
but-
actresses, if you ever meet like a real actress, some of them you think they're like 6 feet tall,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
all tiny.
Like John Stamos is the size of a puppet. You would think that he is of him. You know what you see on TV.
Right? Yeah.
He's like a puppet of what he looks like on TV. When you see him, you're like, oh, look at that. That thing, it's walking.
But when the girls perform with the guys, let's say she's grabbing a meatball supreme with her hands,
Mhm.
but
Right.
he's not really gigantic. It's just she has baby hands.
Exactly. And it's all
Oh.
camera angle. I can do that shit if I wanted.
That's very encouraging for me. That's
Yeah.
makes me feel
Look,
good.
I can do that shit if I wanted. It's the camera angles, but it's just going to be weird having a big cock in my hands for the first time.
Is that Meatball Hero a parm?
Where's the provolone?
Yeah, but it was weird. Why we were on a porn set for almost a week, and
Wow, it took a long time to come.
yeah. We actually had one guy who he couldn't fucking finish with the girl, so they had to actually have another guy, the director, who came in, and we called him Stunt Cock because he had to come in and actually do the ending, the shot with his dick because the other guy couldn't finish.
So they brought in a stunt dick?
Yeah, the director, because he used to do porn. So he goes in there and he finished the job. Like, probably banged her for like the last 3 minutes, and you just see his dick. And
did everybody clap when he came? They were like, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's like landing a fucking really rough fucking flight,
Yeah. I think it's the same thing happened when that guy landed at a fucking plane
Sully.
in the fucking East River or wherever.
Except there were less people with a face full of water in that fucking flight than there was at the porn set.
Yeah, more people got wet on that shoot.
Yes.
One time I accidentally rented a thing called a porno bloopers, like Marcus Funny's videos.
Oh, are you serious? You got it?
No, I rented it by accident twice. And they but it's not funny seeing like a girl lose control of her bowels. Going, oh, sorry, I had mushrooms last night.
What do you mean? That's what they do when you choke them.
No.
I mean, what's he talking about?
Yeah, after they're dead, usually the first thing that happens. They
I don't get. What do you mean not hot?
No, but you see, like it's not like who wants to see a beautiful girl like throw up because she was the wrong thing went down her throat.
But that's okay. But that's not your girl. So what do you care about? It's better to have somebody else. And you go, hey, this one gets paid and she chokes. That one in the fucking room, she should get more money.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you come quicker. It's great.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I wanted to sound like Mickey, fucking when she's Rocky, you're choking me with that thing.
Yeah. You'll never choke the chicken, Rock. You'll never choke the chicken, Rock.
Like a crap thunder.
So what was in these blooper reels?
This girl's going down. A guy's going on a girl, and she breaks wind in his face. And she's like, "Sorry," and ugh. And the other girl is doing anal, and she exploded on the guy, and she goes, "Sorry." And it's weird too. Nobody freaked out. You just got baby wipes, cleaned up, and continued on with the scene.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's work. That's
time
work.
is money.
You know what I mean? That's almost like when the fax machine breaks at another office. You know what I mean? You got to get it working and get right back up.
Yeah.
Get that ass clean. Get that dick in it, and action.
It is not so, because we watched a bunch of scenes, and like, first of all, to be able to have sex with like 10 to 15 people standing around you, to me, you're a special kind of fucking breed, especially as a guy, to be able to perform. But the weirdest thing about it, and this was 2004, was that like they would like cut the scene because they were like halfway through, and they would just stop filming, and then these creepy little fucking dudes with pictures, with cameras, would come in and take the pictures, because that's where you would get in the back of the magazines, all the different angles. And these guys were greasy, sweaty little fucking slobs. Like, I looked like a fucking like a super fucking villain next to these guys. I looked like Superman, and it was very, very creepy. So
that's the part that you came at. When they were out there.
It was great. Yes. Oh, I like to see a sweaty, short guy fucking take pictures of a vagina.
Yeah, great. I was at the set of one too, and like they go and somebody's like, he's gonna come, right? And then fucking all of a sudden they go cut. Everyone started yelling at me because I was jerking off in the corner.
I figured you'd die behind a couch when they said he's gonna come. You know what I mean? Like a fucking Vietnam guy.
What am I, Mel Gibson? What are you fucking out of your mind?
But Joe's right when he said about their lifespans, like 6 months to a year. There was a couple. There's a really hot girl in the '90s named Brianna Banks. Really beautiful. Jenna Jameson. Well, it has in her comeback film in 2021, and you're like, what happened to her?
Really?
Yeah. Comeback film.
Yeah.
That's when you tell her, if you go to your house and she leaves, you're like, don't come back.
Oh my God.
That's the greatest thing for like. Okay, say a woman is hot and a cunt. Okay, it's possible.
No,
when they hit that fucking wall, it's the greatest thing for other people. Even the women that they fucking love it that she hit the wall because she was a cunt. And
it's like she was a passenger in Dale Earnhardt's car. I mean, she fucking whacked that wall at 130 miles an hour.
Yeah, she got work done, and she has that face like, hey, let me see if the pizza's done in the oven.
Sometimes you see a girl get a good breast implants, but other ones must have like Tijuana, because it looks like a side of a Wilson football. You see, like stitches.
Well, they're all pointing all over the place. Like if those were your headlights on your car, you wouldn't see the front of the side. You just see the fucking side of the woods. Yeah,
I seen a girl that had bought bad tits like that. And they were this way and that way, like the fucking if they were on like a car. And I seen a cop give her a ticket because you can't drive like that.
It's like Forrest Whitaker's eyes. Like,
yeah.
But there are some girls there's a girl, Jessa Rhodes. She's a blonde. She could be a model like today. But,
so she can be a regular woman?
Yeah, but eventually, though, they lead hard lives.
Well, you know what it is? There's a lot of them now that don't, and I think the modern day porn star, or whatever you want to call them, they don't look like porn stars in a sense where they got the huge fake tits, the giant poofy. A lot of them, they're looking like, quote, the girl next door. And I think that's what people want, because you can always tell when it's an older one from the 80s, because the girls, their hair is like 11 feet tall. They got tits on their back along with the front. They're like all over their body. There's just tits everywhere, and it's just fucking weird.
What do you mean the girl next door? Everybody, the girl next door to me is 62 years old. You fucking sick motherfucker. All right.
That's what I mean by the girl next door.
It's unbelievable. Hey, there, pull your diaper down a little.
Well, listen, nobody told you to live next to a senior fucking home. You know,
I don't. It's just the way it is. It happens once in a while. The girl next door. Yeah, the girl next door had a hip replacement 2 months ago. You fucking asshole. You got me all fucking thinking of what's going on next door, and I have to think of it, and I'm fucking mad at you.
Yeah, well, she has sex in one scene, and then her hip has sex in the next scene. It's like off her body. It's great.
John loves these players. He goes all he knows their names. No. I don't know their names.
I just know it's you say like Joe said, the girl next door. That girl looks like the wholesome cheerleader girl lives next door. And you go, she's wholesome. Then you see she did a scene with Ron Jeremy. And you're like, I'm done. She's a slob.
Dude.
Or she's in like the.
I mean, it's just like any porno he's been in. It's like I'm like, why is that girl fucking a professional bowler? You know what
I mean?
Well, I guess he's really good at the 7-10 splits.
But you see, she does like a pretty scene. She's like a solo scene. Then she's with him. Then in the third movie, she's with like the Utah Jazz. And like, oh, what a slob!
Take me home, Karl Malone.
Stockton to Malone to the whore.
We have a name for the show. Okay. So you're totally into this porn shit. Like, you go to a convention. You know what I mean? That's like the fucking the World's Fair of pussy, almost, right? Is that how do these people act in these things?
They have booths set up. You get their order, like you're at a horror convention. You get their autographs, your picture taken with them. One girl was selling her used panties. And it's $50 to get in, but I have a friend who gets a press release. Like I said, I work for the Philadelphia Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
It's a small paper. It's only published in my bedroom.
Yeah, you got a press release. Then you went to the place, right?
Yeah. But there's a lot of couples there. It's not all like scuzzy guys. It's tons of couples there.
It's become so mainstream where girls are just appreciating the art, I guess, or whatever. The fact that these girls make movies and they find it fun. Good for them.
A lot of people make their own movies at home, and then because you could tell, because a lot of times people get divorced and somebody else. Then they put it up somewhere, right?
Yeah, revenge porn.
Revenge porn, right? There's a site. What is that? Is that called revengeporn.com or something?
So what do you mean revenge porn?
Tell them.
It's like a couple. If they don't even necessarily be married, but they break up. So the husband, to get back at her, is like, yeah, look at this. And he puts
So in other words, he filmed them having sex. And then if he gets dumped, he shows the video of him banging her.
It's a good business move.
That's great.
That'll buy you an extra 2 months at least.
Yeah, that'll make girls swipe right on your fucking Tinder.
Got a camera, can travel.
Smile, you're on Bobby's camera. What a scumbag thing to do, man.
Listen to me. I always say to people, don't ever say something to somebody if you don't, you know what I mean? If you're not comfortable saying, because sooner or later, somebody's going to turn on you. If you don't want this ever to come out, don't tell anybody, because sooner or later, something you said, did, is going to come out, because you always think that person, I can tell this person anything. You can't. You really can't.
Well, they say once two people know something, it's not a secret anymore.
Yeah, and then what's the other word? Once you go black, you never go back.
Yes, and that's no secret. Hey-oh.
Is there like the porn? Did the porn get cut down because of the corona, or did they stop, or did they keep fucking with masks on? John,
I don't know. That's something I don't know, because there's so many out there. There's what's that thing? There's a thing called like Rule 57. If there's a fetish, like a porno that you think you'll find one for it. Make one up.
Like if you can think of something like fucked up that people would, like, I like getting fucked by I don't know, fucked by a girl with a dildo while I'm riding a tire swing. There is a fetish for it.
Well, wait a minute, Joe. That didn't seem like you would. You just made that up, right? Am I right?
No, I wrote it down 15 minutes ago before we were talking about this. So.
Okay, let's get this straight. He's married, right? Your wife is kinky, you would say, right? Okay, there's two there. So we got the dildo getting fucked in the ass. Then he says, He looks like a gorilla, and then he brings up a tire swing. Okay, so what does this sound like? There's something that happened to him?
Actually, if you want, here, I'll just show you guys the video. All right,
exactly. That's what you want everyone to go see the video. That's why you want them to Google search it. Well, just put in Joe Conte's honeymoon.
Yeah. Conte in the mist. That's what they should call it.
We say we have fun. We have too much fun. That's what we just, we're not even doing news. There's no reason to do news tonight because we've talked about comedy. We talked about
toll booths.
We talked about important stuff like hookers and strippers and porn stars. I mean,
Absolutely.
this is how you learn stuff. You know what I mean? You're going to learn stuff. John knows everything about porn. It's like creepy sitting next to him right now.
Funny, I've only seen one porn with Ron Jeremy, and it was when he was Fred Flintstone, and they called it the Flint Bones.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, I would have called it Yabba Dabba Goo. You see, my movie would have sold more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah, without a doubt, Yabba Dabba Goo.
That would have been way funnier than it.
Exactly.
But those adult romance videos that are like parodies, right? They're awful. They're like
think about it. You have people that like when we were hanging out because we when we were hanging out with these guys, we were actually because we wrote a couple of these goofy. Me and a couple of my friends, we wrote a couple of those goofy scripts that were like comedy goof scripts, and then they made it into porn.
I wrote one too. I wrote a movie, me and your friend, and your friend, me and my friend, and we had, and I was in it. You remember? But I didn't have sex. You don't remember this?
No, I was in two also, but I didn't. We were just characters.
They had a guy play me. Like it was about a comedian who everywhere he went, they sold his act. Like Jerry Seinfeld was with him, Dice, and all that. The joke,
right?
And it was with Savannah Sampson, and it was funny. But the guy that played me was 10 years older than me at the time.
Put it to you this way: there was one of the scripts that we wrote was. It was called Meet the Folks, right? But it was spelled MEAT, right? You know what we did there, right? So what it was, the script was, it was four people in the scene: a mother, a father, the daughter, and a guy who wants to date the daughter. So he goes to the house and he wants to take him out. But what they do is they hook him up to a lie detector, right? Yeah. This is supposed to be the script, right? And the parents are going to ask him questions. And what happens is he ends up fucking spilling the beans that he really has the hots for his girlfriend's mother.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's the thing. But this fucking porn guy, who we have this fake fucking lie detector thing on his arm, couldn't register that it was just a lie detector. And every time he told the lie, there was going to be a buzz, like a buzz sound that says he lied. This guy couldn't understand it, and he would shake like this because he thought he was being electrocuted. Fucking like this fucking dummy. We actually had to change it in post, and they made it to where he lit up like a light bulb, like it was electrocution. And these guys are so fucking like. Let me tell you something. These guys, they got whatever big dicks and they know how to have sex, but they're the dumbest fucking people. I couldn't fucking believe it, but we had fun because they loved us because they were like, "You guys are hilarious." I'm like, "No, it's you guys are fucking idiots." That's right. That's funny. You guys are morons.
Get electrocuted.
I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't fucking believe it. Like it was just amazing.
I went to Temple for radio, television, film, and a guy I went to school with.
Why didn't you go to a regular church? Sorry, I'm just kidding.
But he was a film major, and he went out to L.A. and he sent jobs to production houses. The only place he could get a job at was Vivid Video, the porno place. Well, he got fired because he was making like a Martin Scorsese production, waiting for lighting and just. And the guy's like, come on, just get this hotel room and get it over with,
all right, what's my motivation? Your motivation is suck this guy's dick and let's go home.
Yeah. He was having camera angles and like,
I got a cab coming in 10 minutes. Let's go.
How about you pretend we're in a rush and you have to do this quickly? There's your motivation.
It's unbelievable. This was fun, but we'll be back again next week. This is what we do. We have fun. We just talk. This is what we do when we hang out. This is what we do before a show. It's fun,
Yeah.
So
like, hanging out in the green room.
Yeah. Except Joe has a nice big gay 70s living room.
Grand piano.
Yes.
A grand piano.
If you want to see the tire swing, I'll show it to you.
Thank you for listening to the LCK show, episode 3. Check it out. We'll be on YouTube on syndicateradio.tv. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Hey, have a good week and a better right now. Bye.